we're going to create an Android project from existing source code, and the code we're going to use is a source code from the recommended book for this particular course. So we need to download that first. So we go to a web browser, and I've placed this code on my website. So if we go to cit.colgrava.com/sources, and there's a password required, so you get that from the lectures. And so we'll select mobile apps, mobile source code, Android Developer Cookbook. That's the book we're going to use, and the examples for that, I've modified some of them, so we'll use these modified versions. The top folder here, you can browse and you can see the various examples without downloading all of them. Or what we can do here is download the entire set of examples by right-clicking and saving link as, and we'll save it to the desktop. So that will take a few seconds, so I'll just pause the recording. And we'll see that we have a zip file that was downloaded here. So I'll expand that, and inside in that there's one or two folders. You extract the cookbook code folder, and I've placed that here on my desktop. So the zip file is here. Here's the expanded cookbook code folder, and if we look inside, we'll see it's organized into chapters. And what we're going to do now is, from Eclipse, import and run one of these examples. We're going to choose this one, image button, example 4, chapter 4. The page number is 102. It comes from page 102 of the book. So the next thing we'll do now is to open Eclipse. And we'll see we have an existing project open, so we'll close that. So we have closed all the other projects, and what we're going to do now is create a new project from existing code. So File, New, and we won't choose this one. This will create an entirely new project. We want to create one from existing code, so we go down to the Other option at the bottom, and you supplied a list of options here. So look for the Android folder, and within the Android folder you'll see an Android project from existing code. So select that, click Next. Now we're going to browse to where my example is. So it's on the desktop, and on that desktop I had placed it in a folder called Cookbook Code. I go to chapter 4, and we select the example here, which is the example toggle button. Just go down a bit. Toggle button example, page 108. So we'll open that, and you'll see the various folders from that example from the book. We can click OK, and we can now choose to copy the project into the workspace. So the cookbook folder is where the source code is. If I want to make a copy of that, I can enable this, and it will create a copy of the project into the my workspace. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to in fact keep the original copy, and any changes I make will be changed to the example in the cookbook folder. So finish. Now our project has opened. However, there are some errors. It shows here in the source folder there's a problem. Some of the examples will have that problem. So we'll open the source folder, and we'll see what the problem is. So there's a source file here, toggle button example.java is showing an error. Let's double click on that, and we'll see that along here at the side there are some errors showing up. So let's click on one of the errors, and we'll see that it's complaining about the @override statement here. So if we delete that, We move to the next error. Same thing, we'll delete this override tag here and move down to the last error, and same thing again there. We'll remove that at override directive. So now we should have no more errors, and we can close this example. The errors have disappeared, and now we can right click and run our particular program. So run as Android application. It tells us we haven't a compatible target, so let's go look for one. So we select yes. Here's our only emulator, so we select that emulator and click OK. We can close this dialog, and the project is building there in the background. So if we open our emulator, we'll see that the program has in fact launched, and the example we were using was the toggle button on page 108. So we can tap on these here and see the program in fact running. So that's the end of the